Right, welcome back. Before the break, we asked you, do you think President Uhuru Kenyatta deserves a second term in office? Do you think President Uhuru Kenyatta deserves a second term in office? You can reach us at Dion Serigo, at Julie Masiga, at KTN News, and of course the hashtag is News Sources. But moving forward, the Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission has rolled out an election timetable that will definitively place the country in an election mood in the coming 18 days. Of concern is the voter register with a voter roll of 19 million people that needs to be cleaned and ready for the August polls.
The Commission has trained its staff on the Kenya Integrated Elections Management System, that's KIMS, the gadgets that will be used for the verification process. All the 10,000 gadgets for that exercise have been delivered across the country. Unlike in 2013, where verification machines were received too close to the polling day, the IEBC is now interacting with the technology 3 months to the elections. The Commission calls upon all Kenyans to go to the verification centers and confirm their details. The biometric verification process will give Kenyans an opportunity to familiarize themselves with the technology that will be used in the general election. We therefore appeal to all registered voters to visit any polling station within their ward where they intend to vote to confirm their particulars.
Right, so two things happening there at the same time: the voter verification, meaning voters go and verify if their name is on the register, and also the KPMG audit. So two sets of heavy lifting happening at the same time. Is the IEBC prepared, capable to handle this manner of disruption?
I think things are taking shape at IEBC. It wasn't like this a few months ago when they're trying to put in place structures to try and clean up the register. But the biggest question is, do they have the time? They're saying they have 3 months to do it, but I think it should be done between now and the 7th of June or something like that. Mm-hmm. And again, has IEBC rolled out a civic education program so that when I go to look at my details, what am I supposed to see? I mean, polling centers, are there names out there saying polling center A is in Kibirigo Ward, near some market? How are people going to know where these polling stations are or polling centers are? Mm. It's a catch-22 for them at the moment.
I'm extremely happy for just the ability for them to communicate in a transparent manner what is happening. I think that builds confidence in the electoral process. And I believe between now and on the 28th, they would have resolved some of the queries and some of the concerns that Dennis is raising, like in terms of rolling a civic education. And I just want to call on Kenyans to, for once, hold hands with the IEBC and support them, and let's just work together until that day that we believe that institutions in this country can actually grow and give us credible, transparent elections.
Then it's not about holding hands. It's about institutions being able to do what they're mandated to do. And my concern about this, though, is that at the same time you're verifying if your name is on the register, KPMG is auditing that register to see if there are dead people, if all these things are happening at the same time. So isn't there going to be a point where these two exercises meet in the middle and it stalls? Sarah?
I was just wondering, so at what point then are they going to have one clean register?
Yes,
because as you've all pointed out, they're being done concurrently. So let's say you go and verify today, then KPMG gets hold of the roll and say, when Sarigo, this one he must have died, or we have.
No, he's still alive. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, bad example. So at what point are we going to have the real thing put together? And as you say, they have like what, 1 month?
1 month.
Yeah, 1 month to do this. And Kenyans, last minute. I'm sure none of you will go tomorrow, day one, to go and verify.
Why are we thinking about the technicalities and the challenges before, instead of having faith in the whole process?
I think this is
Dongo,
yes.
We are running an election like no
I
other.
agree.
It's not a matter of death and life, but
definitely,
this will be a hotly contested election.
Truly agree.
And
the last thing we need are technical
IEBC is emerging from a pit.
Some of these challenges were from the court orders that stopped the audit, and then it eventually took a while of time, really. So we are looking at a body that has decided to clean the register and to verify, the voters. All I'm saying, I'm not saying that there might not be challenges or not, but I'm saying let us not preempt them. That's all I'm saying. Let us not preempt them.
Okay, a better question might be, do you believe that IEBC can actually...
I actually believe.
Absolutely believe. Sarah has explained very clearly. first there's a process to try to weed out dead voters, right? On the register.
Yes.
That's ongoing. So she was asking a question, what is supposed to come first? Do we weed out the dead fellows first, then we bring the register out there? Or do we do these things at the same time? That you are removing dead people, but at the same time you are
Verifying
verifying.
them.
See, that's the question she's asking.
But how can you verify dead people?
No, that's what the question is asking. That
You're not going to walk to the polling station and have them
I
verified?
guess this is why all these exercises are happening.
Yes.
Yeah,
But should they happen at the same
Same
time?
time.
If one hand is trying to weed out false voters or dead voters,
yes.
and the other hand is trying to
verify
a list of voters who are alive and
It's an
kicking.
overkill.
From where I stand, I also believe in having faith in professionals in doing their work.
No, just answer the
And
basic.
that, for me, in my opinion,
we are
I
not doubting
actually
simple
believe in that.
questions.
Yeah.
We are not doubting the capacity of
Simple
professionals.
questions demand simple answers.
Yes.
Thank you,
We are not questioning anybody.
Thank you.
But what comes first?
I have faith in the IEBC.
And in fact, by the way, there's something you forgot to say.
I have faith in the
That they have gone to court too, again, to seek some sort of...
Yeah, we're coming
Yes,
there.
we're
We're coming
coming to
there.
that.
Now, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka says he has no personal differences with Machakos Senator Johnson Mudhama. Mudhama quit the Wiper party and promised to campaign for NASA presidential candidate Raila Odinga. But Kalonzo says, I still like you, my brother. Ruko, what is going on in Ukambani? Siasa, or what is it?
One thing I learned a long time ago, the size of a man's wallet is a sign of the wars he has fought and actually won. So, Mr. Mudhama is not a poor man.
Let's listen to that man. He's not a poor man, but let's listen to him. He has a voice.
Na uliona kabisa hakuna mtu anaitwa Wavinya. Wewe unajua kabisa hakuna mtu anaitwa Wavinya. Sasa analetwa na watu kama Mudhama wanatengemewa heti abebe kikaratasi kinaandikwa Wiper, alafu Mudhama aseme candidate ndio huyu sasa. Hakuna lingine nitasaidia chama. Hapana.
I really don't know how to throw any stone. I just wish everybody well. I bless even those who hate me. It is not an easy thing. I don't have an enemy, but I love even my opponent.
Kalonzo Musyoka, this man, 3 elections. He has been at the center of every controversy you can imagine. Everything seems to be rotating around this man. Now NASA's taken shape. The ship is sailing. Kalonzo is fighting with Mudhama. What could be the problem?
First of all, I really think that the way Kalonzo responded was very mature of him. Right now, we are going into an election, and the least we want to do is to fight small wars. The country is facing tremendous issues and huge challenges. The least we want to fight are regional power brokers and people who are, fighting us in our own backyards. Sometimes you don't have to respond to the backing of every person that
Look
comes
for the
your
dog.
way. Thank you. I don't want to call it. So I believe he responded very well.
Yes.
And Mudhama, I think Kalonzo knows exactly why Wavinya Ndeti is the right person to go after Alfred Mutua. I actually believe that Wavinya Ndeti has the ability to actually trans the man. So some of these things that I'm talking about are much more what we call details. And the ultimate desire is Machakos to be in the hands of Wiper. And if Wavinya Ndeti is likely to bring the part home, then so be it.
Sarah, maybe
Negotiated
did
democracy.
Senator Mudhama...
My take was that Mudhama, as he pointed out clearly, is a man of means.
Yes.
And let's all just agree, hizi chama ziko na wenyewe.
Thank you.
It's people like Mudhama who fund party
Fundraise.
activities.
Yes.
And he's not the only one. They are there in ODM, they are there in Jubilee, they are there in Chap Chap, they are there everywhere. So I think the problem here is very internally a Wiper thing. So Mudhama had his own idea of whom he thinks should be fronted.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, our good friend Kalonzo had his own ideas. Where do they meet? They didn't sit down and talk. They didn't discuss, maybe because Mudhama thinks I'm the bankroller here, so I get my way. And the guy was like, this is my party. This is the way
Before I
it
jump
goes.
on to Julie, Oruko, Kitui Senator, Musila,
Yeah.
is he being overzealous about the whole issue?
Again, he is raising more or less similar issues like Mudhama. He thinks Kalonzo Musyoka favored the Kitui governor. But again, it's also difficult to know because our politicians also are very strange people. See, they know how to win. Rather, they believe they can only win, not lose. So whether he lost in the nomination in Kitui is not clear. But it all goes back to what she rightly put, that Kalonzo and the financiers of the party
But I like what Kalonzo is doing. Let us not allow individuals, whether they are loaded with money or not, to hold parties at ransom. Parties are driven by ideologies, and that is what is supposed to be upheld.
Which party in Kenya is driven by ideology?
What does Kidero done in Nairobi, Danish?
Even a crime is an ideology, by the way.
Kidero is the best governor we've ever seen, by the way.
Kidero?
Yeah, he's the best governor we've ever seen.
Kidero?
Yeah,
Some of the jump issues.
Let's stick to...
I think I want some of what Danish is smoking.
I'm saying the party is supposed to be led by ideologies.
Supposed to be
led by ideologies,
yes.
an idealistic point of view.
Yes.
But people who want to hold parties at ransom simply because they bankroll the party and having weaker candidates introduced so that the ultimate desire and the goal of a party is sabotaged at the interest of one person's desires. Surely that man must be crushed and his ambitions completely discarded and the party must move on. The party is like a train. You cannot stop it. Thank you.
A party with no money will stop on its own.
With no money, but people can. Obama led a campaign that was.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. The issues also.
Danish, that's where Danish I told you.
Let's not go there. There are also financiers in the Democratic Party, by the way.
So you guys want us to listen to Mudama and hold the party ransom and bring
Let me clarify.
Hold your horses, gentlemen. Let's just move this conversation forward. We can come back to discussing this. But political parties had until the close of business today to hand in a list of nominees from their respective parties as the clock ticks towards an election like no other. Of concern, however, is the move by IEBC to contest in court a ruling that would have seen results announced at the constituency level as the final tally. What gives? What gives, really? Because we all understand, according to our constitution, that presidential elections are held at the constituency level. They should be counted there. They should be announced there. The IEBC should be willing to abide by the supreme law of the land, but now they've gone to court to challenge the decision, wanting to have results, is it verified or confirmed at the national level and not announced at the constituency? Dennis, isn't this a recipe for someone to interfere?
I don't even understand what case IEBC is putting forward at the Court of Appeal. I don't understand. We need to go through the paperwork there. But the last several elections, save for a few, have seen results transported to Nairobi and presidents selected. We were likely to have a chance in August. If these results are announced at the constituency level, we are likely to know who won this election in August. But if this is not done, then we are likely to see the transportation of results to a central point in Nairobi and a selection of our president.
That's actually the point of contention, because they should be announced at constituency, counted, tallied, and announced at constituency. Danish, do you agree with this, or do you think we should?
I agree. According to the last ruling, it will be decided at the constituency level.
Yes.
But I think also, I'm not a lawyer, but I think IEBC is basically using the available channels that are provided for in the Constitution and separation of powers by appealing decisions. You're not supposed to appeal.
How do you appeal something that is in the Constitution? It's in the supreme law. It has been set out.
Yes, but I'm saying if you don't agree with the okay, so you guys just want IEBC to hold their hands.
How do you look at things? How do you, Danish, I need to understand
Danish,
how do you
it's a
look
body
at things,
mandated to perform a certain service, and there are rules and regulations that go along with it. Ideally, it should understand that this is the way I'm supposed to function per this law, per this regulation, and carry out its duty. I don't understand why it is appealing a service that it's supposed to provide. Why it's appealing the way it should handle something.
All right. Oruko is saying this is embarrassing, but I will go ahead and tell him the truth. That you said what I was saying was a bit embarrassing. I will go on and say that. Listen, Oruko, I think for us, first of all, to preempt what the Court of Appeal would actually rule is to act a bit prematurely, to be presumptuous. Yeah. Why don't we have faith? That's all I'm saying. You know, if whatever it is that was ruled by the courts will still stand, it's still okay. Nothing will change.
It's not about having faith. It's about the intention of the IEBC to move the tallying and announcing of votes from constituency to Bomas. It's the intention. It's not the faith that we're having in anything.
People, in wherever you come from, cast 6 ballots. Then 5 are counted. Then 1 is ferried all the way to Nairobi. That's what we're
talking about.
What we're discussing.
But a bunch of fellas will sit in a room at KICC or Bomas of Kenya and decide who becomes president.
The argument that is being presented in the court is that the chairman of IBC is the returning officer in the presidential election. So he's the one to count.
Let him wait for the
No,
results.
That's the
He's not. I mean, it doesn't even make sense because I don't even know what the issue is. Every ballot is cast hapo mashinani. It is counted there. So already there is this number. You just need to transmit it.
Can you
It
wait for the ruling
It
first?
should
In fact,
not
Sarah, we
change.
should get to a point in this country where presidential results are known at the close of business.
Exactly.
It's a simple
because
thing to do.
every other result
Yeah.
will
So
be
Dennis,
known
it
at the
happened
close of
in
business.
Yes.
2002.
Governors
By the
know
way-
they have been elected at the end of the day. Why do you
Yes.
have to wait to
Why-
decide
why
who
wait
becomes
until
president
the-
after 4 days?
Let me go further.
Results are transmitted to Nairobi to be announced in Nairobi. What will change?
Can't you
during
wait
the
for
transmission?
the ruling to be made?
Ladies
and
and
then have this
gentlemen,
This
discussion?
faith of yours will kill us, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, we must.
Why are we relying on faith where there are institutions already set and
Sarah,
legal issues?
Ibrahim, Julie, Odongo, thank you very much for joining us tonight. But before we go, on Opinion Poll tonight, we ask you, do you think President Uhuru Kenyatta deserves a second term in office? A whopping 68% of you say no, 32% of you say yes. But remember, these are just opinions, and opinions matter, but they matter to some they don't. This is News Sources. Catch you again next week.